Recorded Books presents Windswept Way by Irene Hannon. Narrated by Thérèse Plummer. Chapter 1. Maybe buying a haunted house wasn't her best idea. Stomach churning, Ashley Scott braked as Windswept Way dead-ended at two open but imposing iron gates, bookended by a tall, overgrown hedge. Surveyed the large, faded private property "Keep Out" and "Trespassers will be prosecuted" signs posted at the entrance. Read the word carved into the weathered stone block on the left. Edge Cliff, also known as Fitzgerald's Folly, according to local lore. A place with a storied past filled with triumph and tragedy, where nocturnal sightings of a woman in white and ethereal music seeping from the house fed the rumors that the estate was haunted. Ashley massaged her forehead and blew out a breath. No wonder her mother thought she'd gone off the deep end. But after forking out the money for a cross-country trek to Hope Harbor, Oregon, it would be even crazier to turn tail and run without keeping the appointment she'd made last week with the owner. Besides, after all the time she and her father had driven by these then-closed gates during summer vacations and speculated about what lay on the other side, she owed it to both of them to check the place out. Especially since the money that might or might not be used to buy a stake in Edgecliff had come from the inheritance Dad had left her. Tightening her grip on the wheel of the rental car, Ashley transferred her foot to the gas pedal and... sweet mercy! Gasping, she mashed the brake to the floor again as a tall, muscular man emerged from behind the hedge, brandishing a chainsaw and wearing a black COVID-style mask that covered his nose and the bottom half of his face. The brim of a baseball cap pulled low over his forehead shadowed the rest of his features. Ashley groped for the auto-lock button and secured the doors as he stopped in the center of the driveway, blocking the entrance. Now what? Before she could decide, he began walking toward her. Pulse skyrocketing, she raised her window, scanned both sides of the shoulderless narrow lane. No room for a U-turn. All she could do was put the car in reverse and back away, fast. As she fumbled with the gears, the man picked up his pace, heading straight for the hood. Heart galloping, she tried to engage the left side of her brain. Did she have a weapon? No, not unless a nail file or 3-inch dress shoe heel counted. But both were in her luggage in the trunk anyway. And her keychain pepper gel was languishing in a bin of confiscated items at the airport back in Tennessee. Rueing the day she'd decided to embark on this uncharacteristic adventure, she tried to coax the unfamiliar gear shift into reverse with one hand and lifted the other to the horn, prepared to press and hold on the off chance someone would... All at once, the intimidating stranger veered toward the passenger side of the car, brushed past the door, and strode away. What? For a long moment... or two, or three, Ashley remained frozen in place. Only after the thundering in her chest subsided did she peek in the rearview mirror. The guy had vanished, meaning he hadn't had any nefarious intent after all. Sagging in her seat, she lowered her forehead to the steering wheel and faced the truth. She'd overreacted. Big time. Jumped to the wrong conclusion, thanks to every nerve-wracking headline she'd ever read about lone women in isolated places meeting untimely and gruesome ends. No wonder Jason had preferred someone who was more daring and exciting and bold. Maybe she ought to eat the cost of this trip, can her half-baked idea, and slink home, like she'd done the day their so-called relationship had crashed and burned. As all the emotion she'd felt in those first devastating moments, hurt, resentment, anger,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?